G'day mateys, and welcome back to the Down Under Entrepreneur, expat hustle in Taiwan, all that sort of good stuff. My name's Graham Osborne. I'm an Australian expat living in Taiwan, and I came here just under 2 years ago now. And obviously, my goal for coming here was I did not want to be a school teacher, like every other Waigaran or foreigner that comes here, because that's kind of like the expected thing, that everybody's going to be a school teacher, and you get locked into these contracts teaching English and all that sort of stuff here, and some of the schools are very scammy and dodgy and cutthroat, and there's never a shortage of foreigners chasing teaching jobs, so they can kind of dictate to you some pretty shitty conditions. It is what it is, but I also got my entrepreneurial bug back in Australia before I left. I tried my hand at a few bits and pieces while I was there, but anyway, we won't dribble on too much. So today, I did a video recently, and it's had a few views, which is good. So I'll probably do like a series of videos on this topic. And the reason I want to do them is for me myself. Obviously, I've been selling on the Shopee platform here in Taiwan for a little bit over a year now. Only recently, as I mentioned in my previous video, I kind of got shafted with my main revenue stream, which was eBay. And so now I've really decided to sort of ramp it up and take Shopee seriously here in Taiwan. After all, I am selling into the local market, and it is very simple, very easy to use platform. However, when I was trying to sell, I couldn't find any useful online English videos to do with Shopee Taiwan. You find a bunch of videos from sort of Shopee Singapore and places like that. And look, the reality is that the platform is pretty much the same regardless of what country you're in. There's just a few little bits and pieces that are different here and there depending on, the respective countries and their, e-com laws and do's and don'ts and all that sort of good stuff. But so anyway, in the first video we went through and we just sort of showed you a few basic things about the Shopee platform, and obviously I will be showing you guys on the desktop version, and the reason being is because the app is still mostly in Chinese, and the reason for these videos is to put content out in English, so that anybody who is an English speaker and who isn't really strong with their Chinese or the Mandarin and their pinyin, has the ability to navigate the Shopee selling platform, and obviously you can buy on there as well, and it just makes it a lot easier buying as well as selling. So today what we're going to touch topic on is obviously how to list products on Shopee to sell through the desktop version, and obviously the things that you need to do when you sort of do that. But first and foremost, like obviously guys, if you do like and you do appreciate this content, it means a lot to me if you guys support me and sort of support the channel. Smash that thumbs up button, absolutely wreck it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, all that sort of stuff. If there's anything else that you guys would like to know about Shopee Taiwan or Shopee in general, then by all means leave me a question down in the comment section below, and I will get to that in my next video. Obviously at the moment I'm probably looking at putting out 1 or 2 videos a week, so as the channel grows and whatnot, then hopefully maybe we can increase that volume, but yeah, otherwise let's jump on into it. So this is obviously my shop profile. It is the Happy Kangaroo. Like I said, I am an Australian expat, hence the name. This is my logo. I designed this logo quite some time ago. I used it for my hot dog business when I first came here. I've using it for my Shopee business. I was using something similar for my eBay business as well. So this is my branding. This is my logo. It is what it is. So obviously what we want to do is we want to go into listing a product. So we need to come up here and we need to go to My Products. Okay. So obviously, as you can see, it currently tells me that I have 476 products. Don't worry too much about the products that I have listed. Obviously, I will go through that with you guys, where I source and what I do. This account predominantly is 90% retail arbitrage. As in, when somebody places an order, I then go and get the product. Because of the simplicity of Shopee and how it works, I literally go and purchase the product, and then I take it to the respective convenience store, or Shopee supported logistics partner, and then I drop the package off, and then it ships. Like it's literally like I can go and pick up an order and have it shipped within about an hour and a half. It's really that easy. So, but anyway, let's move on. So obviously we need this because we need obviously add a new product. Then you got batch tools. I haven't actually really looked into that yet. That's something maybe mass updates, mass yeah. All right, so I'll go in and I'll have a look at all that, and maybe I'll cover the batch tools in another video. But for now, we just do basic, basic adding a new product. So now going to need Google Translate. Okay, so obviously I'm in Taiwan. The predominant language here is traditional Chinese, or Mandarin. So obviously you need it set here to traditional Chinese and English, because this is what we're going to be using to write our descriptions. Now I take my my pictures on my phone. Okay. Now you can use a camera, you can use a phone, but if you're using the desktop of Shopee to list, the desktop site to list products, your pictures need to be 2 megabytes or smaller in order to upload. Even if it's just slightly over, the site will reject your photos. Now, your general with my phone, and look, all phones are different. The quality of the photos and the sharpness and all that sort of stuff. But cameras nowadays they're pretty highly, big pixel cameras, and they take pretty good quality photos. So your average photo, I think, is somewhere in the ballpark of like 2.5 to 3 megabytes. That's what it is for my phone. It's going to vary. So what that means is I need to resize my photos. Now there's a couple ways you can do that, and I'll show you guys. There's a really, really slow, tedious way. But then there's also the quick hack way, which is going to save you so much time. But anyway, we'll get to that. So obviously we need product photos. So I'll just minimize and come down to my desktop. Yes, obviously we've got some games there. If you look around my channel, you will notice that I do have some game replays. But anyway, it is what it is. So what we need is a picture. So one way we can do that, especially if you're running Windows, I'm currently running Windows 10. So obviously you right click, you go open with, paint, then you go resize 50, okay, and then exit. Save. So now if we have a look at this picture, which we haven't done yet, obviously you can see that it is 2.35 megabytes. Now this one that we've just resized is only 676 kilobytes. So that will easily upload to the website now. Okay. So naturally, obviously, as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by like 10, so I've got about 90 photos there. So if I resize every single one through Microsoft Paint, it's going to take a considerable amount of time. You're going to literally waste about an hour or two every day just resizing, depending on how many listings you do, just resizing photos. And by the time you've done resizing photos, you're going to be like, just mentally, you're going to be smashed, and you're just not going to want to list it all. So here's the easy way to do it. So I'll link this in the description, but this is a website that I found. I just stumbled across. It works very, very well. I'll just move my sort of camera over here. Works very, very well, and it's called Bulk Resize. Photos, English, free. Free image resizing. So basically you just go choose images. Now I've already done these, but basically it's really, really simple. you just select the pictures that you want. So obviously we want all of these. Oh goodness, I'm moving myself around everywhere. Right, then you would just go open, and then it just says start resizing, scale images to whatever percentage you want. So if you want to go to 75%, you go to 75%. I just do it 50% because that's what I was doing in Microsoft Paint, and I never have an issue with the image sizes. And then you just go start resizing, about 60 seconds, so a minute. So hey, it is what it is. You know, go and pour yourself a drink or whatever, and come back. It will all be done, and it will throw out a like a batch. And now that batch, you're going to need something like WinZip, WinRAR, so that you can open that batch. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go and we will find. So we'll close out of this because we don't actually need to do that now. So we'll go to computer. Where are we? Desktop, no, downloads, and then here's our batch, bulk resize photos. So we'll open that up. Yeah, I know, terrible. And then we just go okay, like it's super fast. Alright, and then we've got a folder here full of our photos. Okay, then we take all these, then obviously we don't need this one, and then we will just going to cut, then we'll go back to our desktop and we will paste, and it's going to ask us to replace the files in the destination. Yes. Right, so now, this one, after we resized it, it was like 600 something kilobytes. This one was like 2.35. So if we have a look, this one is now 217 kilobytes. You know, this one is 225 kilobytes. This one, 216 kilobytes. So we've successfully gone through and we have resized all these photos. Now I keep a folder on my desktop, just a folder specifically for Shopee selling, and that's where all my pictures go in, and I'll show you why. So basically what I will do is I'll go through and I'll list an item, and then I will cut the pictures, I'll paste it into the folder, and then that way, you know what I mean, I'm not stumbling and I'm not tripping over all the photos that are currently on my desktop. That's my method. Obviously it's up to you if you're doing this to find the method that works for you. But that said, let us, so where are we? Shopee selling, so we don't need this one. Alright, so now I don't just sell retail arbitrage items, I do have like collectibles and whatnot. Yeah, obviously I had a big inventory left from when my eBay store got sabotaged. So unfortunately I still have all that inventory to move. So I do have some of that listed on Shopee. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it, I'm not going to be negative. So let's go and we will list some products. So let's open some photos. So we've got some big M&M jars here. So 1.76 kg bottles, I think they are, jars. Where are we? Let's have a look. So a 72 ounce. These are obviously US packaging. Let's just have a, yeah, so 17.5 kgs, we'll say. That way we're covered, you know, because if they get that little bit extra, they will be happy. So now this is what we want to do. Excuse me. Almost caught it. So we want to do, this is very, very simple. M and M's, peanuts, 1 point, so what do we say? We said 1.75 kg jar, 1.75 kg jar, chocolate candy. because you want some keywords in there, obviously, other than just M&Ms. And now there's something else that I will show you. So after you list, you can sort of have a look at your listing and you can try and tweak your keywords a little bit. Because there is there's a paid advertising feature. Like at the end of the day, Shopee is a mainstream platform now. Like I said, 7 or 8 countries, 50 million users. Doesn't matter whether you're using Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, Shopee, Lazada. They're all pay to play now. There might be 1,000 listings for M&M's 1.75 kg jars on Shopee. Out of those 1,000 listings, 200 of them might be paying to promote those listings. So unless you're using really good keywords, then there's a good chance that you're probably going to show up on like the last 10 pages of search results, which means you possibly won't ever sell any. It is what it is. Unfortunately, that's how the game works, because obviously all the top rankings are taken up by paid promotions. So, but anyway, we can do what we can do in order to try and get our items to rank. So, chocolate candy. Excuse me. All right. So down here, I will just say something like world famous. M&M chocolate and peanut candy. Contains 1 times 1.75 kg jar. Now I always take lots of pictures and I take good pictures. And the reason being is because if you're not entirely certain on the best way to describe your product, especially here because obviously there's the language barrier and whatnot, and obviously I'm using Google Translate because I don't really sort of understand Chinese too well. So I always put something in there like, if I'm not 100% certain on what to say or how to describe a product, I would just say check photos for more details. So you take a lot of photos and you make sure you upload those, make sure they're really good quality, clear photos. Then you can use that as default. Yes, it's a little bit of a cop out, but if you're just sort of using this for selling, unless you've got somebody that can then go over it and say like a local, like for example my wife's Taiwanese, so she goes through and she checks over a lot of my listings for me. Sometimes there's some translate just it's accurate about 85% of the time, and then sometimes there's just like some real critical errors in the translation. It is what it is. But so this is basically what we're going to do. So M&M's peanuts 1.75 kg jar, chocolate candy, world famous M&M chocolate and peanut candy, contains 1 times 1.75 kg jar. So obviously this is our description. So we're going to take this, we're going to copy and paste. We're going to go into Shopee and we're going to go add a new product. And then we're going to go to product and name. We're going to paste. Now we need to check here. Yeah, so as we can see there's a gap there. You're not actually allowed any gaps or spaces. So we will delete, and then straight away it's going to give us recommended categories of food, beverages, snacks, candy and chocolate. Okay, so you could even go as far as food and beverages, imported snacks, European and American snacks. The reality is I think M&M's are made here now because they're so big. It's such a big company like that. They generally set up production lines wherever they're actually selling. So there's a good chance that they're actually being made here. So we'll just say candy and chocolate. We'll run with that. So next. So back, and then we will just go copy. So it copies the entire translation. Now the reason I copy this and I also leave it in at the top of the listing description is because at the end of the day, like I'm 100% open and honest, I'm not sure yet, but search engine optimization, it's like doing YouTube videos and whatnot. You need to make sure that the keywords in your title are also in your description. etc, etc, etc. So, I'm not sure whether this affects your search rankings and all that sort of stuff and the ability to be found on Shopee. I don't know. Maybe somebody might be doing a Google search at home and they're looking for M&M's peanuts 1.75 kg. And then it maybe my listing will pop up. Who knows? I'm not sure how that affects it yet, but I guess we'll find that out in time. So if we click on here, so this is the brand. So M and M's. So Shopee's great, like you just have to start typing in letters. As long as you know the brand name, then generally it will pop up and you just select from your drop down box. Not entirely certain what this means. I always just run with the first one. A little bit slack. I mean, you can copy and paste and like translate every single one if you want and figure out which one's the best one to use. It's up to you. I just go with this one. Most people see the pictures and they go, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting. So obviously we need the price. Now, you can price however you want. My stuff is, it's obviously from a very large wholesale retailer. As you can see, there's quite a lot of people that go to this place. It's always busy. It's all pallet bulk buyers. Maybe some of you have figured out where it is by now. I've probably given too much away. But anyway, so my price here is $469. That's to purchase it. Now, I put a 10% markup. Now I'm just grabbing pen and paper here so that I can figure out my pricing. So I put a 10% markup on. Now, selling fees for Shopee Taiwan are 2%. So after your 10% markup, you're going to get about 8% back. All right. Now, obviously, depending on the cost of the products, that will also determine. Now, I mean, you can set it up as free shipping. I'll go through all that, and I'll show you guys how that all works as well, because that's part of doing the listing. So far, we've got a price of $469. 10% of that is $47. So what do we got? 7 and 9 is 16. 1. So 7 and 4 is 11 and 1. So our price is going to be 516 NTD. So 516. Now obviously, as you can see, there's big pallets of it. They've got quite a lot, so we're going to give ourselves, because this is all replenishable, so as it sells down I can just increase the quantities because they constantly have these lines. So I'm going to put my stock quantity at 6. Now product images, so let's find the applicable ones to my products, and that one I believe it is. Yep, that is correct. Alright, so now if we scroll down further, so we have this thing here. Now I do currently have ongoing shipping promotions in my store. So I'll probably do another video, probably the next one, and I'll show you guys how to set up coupons, promotions, shipping promotions, all that sort of stuff. Just pretty much everything in your marketing center tab. I'll kind of go through and I'll do a few examples and show you guys how it's all done. But for now, we'll just stick with this. So obviously, Shopee supported logistics is 7-Eleven. This one, I believe, is High Life, which is another convenience store chain. This one is Family Mart, which is probably the second biggest one. Family Mart and 7-Eleven are also probably the two biggest ones in places like Japan, or at least they were in Okinawa when we were there a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And this one is OK Mart. Now OK Mart, depending on where you go and who your clerks are, they actually have a thing on the desktop counter with box sizing on it, and your boxes have to be within those specifications, otherwise they'll reject your package, or you'll literally, they'll hand you a pair of scissors and then a roll of tape and they'll go, right, go and resize your box. So it is what it is. So obviously your standard shipping fee for all of them is 60 NTD. Okay. Now obviously if you want, you can click on this and you can go, I will cover the shipping fee. Beautiful. Right. So we go cancel. You can go here. No, you can't see. Yeah, right. So it's just this one. I will cover the shipping fee. Makes it 0. or it's all good, right? Now this is Shanghai Post. They are not a supported logistics. Okay, so they're actually going to cost you more. They're going to cost you about 80 NTD to ship, right? So now because it's your selling fee is 2%, so because it's nearly 100 NTD, you are going to get a hit $2 fee on this, on the shipping fee here. So I would normally just set it at 85. There's like honestly, it's like 1 in 20 orders when it ships through Changhua Post. Or so I found. I mean, it might be different depending on what you're selling. So you can apply that, or the easy way is you can just turn it off, which is what I do. If somebody wants me to ship via Shanghai Post, they're welcome to sort of contact me, and that's at that point where I explain to them, like, look, I'm happy to do Shanghai Post, but obviously it's a higher shipping fee. It's not the same as 7-Eleven and whatnot, because it's not a supported logistics. Now, obviously, pre-orders, no or yes, like I said, the warehouse where I buy this from, they're very, very close to me. They're open until I think it's like 9:30, 10:30 at night. So normally most times of the day, if I get an order by say 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I can get there and get it shipped the same day. Condition, obviously it's new. If you're selling secondhand, like I said in the first video, you can sell used goods. But obviously if it's used goods, make sure you describe it well in your description. If it has scratching and cracks or color fading and all that sort of stuff, make sure you describe it, because it's just like any other marketplace. Excuse me. People will get sad, and they will call you out on it. So just make sure you describe it accurately if it is used. But obviously these are new, so we're all good. If you want to make a custom SKU number for it, that's up to you. Credit card installment payments, look, it's only 400 something NTD, so that's probably no, we'll be fine with that. So and then basically we go save and publish, and takes a couple minutes, and here we go. Our new listing, our M&Ms, is now active in our store. So we'll have a look at our pictures, and then we sort of go back to our desktop. We go right, so we will take these, we'll cut, and we'll put into our Shopee selling folder. And there they are, and we will refresh these pictures, and then we will move on and we'll do the next one. So we've got our normal M&Ms, and where are we? So normal, and this is our price. I believe the same, yeah, $4.69. So this one should be pretty easy. So M&Ms original. Just double check the pictures to make sure that they are a 1.75. They're 62 ounces as well. Yeah, 1.75 kgs. So we've got M&M's original 1.75 kg jar chocolate candy, world famous M&M chocolate, chocolate and candy. And it contains 1 times 1.75 kg jar. So copy, add a new product, we'll go paste, and candy and chocolate, next, and then we will copy over everything, copy, so M&M's, go with the default. So our price is going to be 516. We have 6. Our product images, where are we? Here, and here. So all good. And then our Shopee logistics, we've already got the Shanghai Post turned off, so that's all good. So this is all good. So it's new, no pre-orders required. Credit card is not necessary, and then save and publish. And there we go. There's our next product. It is literally that easy. You know, the only thing that's going to slow you down is obviously those two products were very, very similar. So if you have to go in, you would just, you know, click out of that, and then you'll just write in a whole new title and a whole new description, and then it's literally just the same thing. Just copy paste, and you're good to go. Your products are up and running. And they are live. So basically, Shopee refreshes every hour. So that I've noticed. You know, maybe it happens in real time, I'm not sure, but generally for you to actually go into the website and look for your products and try and find them, and in the mobile app, roughly every hour it all updates. So these will be live within the hour. So what are we at? We're 1:41 p.m. now. So by 2:01 p.m. they should be live. It's literally that easy to list products on Shopee, guys. You know, yeah, I mean, it is, like I said, if you want to, you can sit there and you can sort of translate all the item specifics and whatnot, you know, which is possibly a good thing. Or, you know, if you're fortunate enough like me to have a wife who's willing to help you out in her spare time, and obviously go through and explain what the item specifics are for you, you know, to you, then you're welcome to, you know, then obviously that's a bonus. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, so obviously I source from Costco. It is a wholesale warehouse. And now I think it works out to an average that there's a population of about 24 million people in Taiwan, and out of however many Costco's there are in Taiwan, there's only about 100,000 paying subscribers to every store. There are lots of people doing this model, where they literally just list Costco branded products. And, you know, so it is working, and there's a lot of people that are getting sales and like regular sales from these. You know, I'm averaging sort of sales sort of roughly every day, sort of every, you know, two to three sales a day. Some days it's only one, but you know, hey, it's a little bit of money on the side, and then once you sort of tie that in with several other revenue streams, you know what I mean, it all kind of adds up, especially you know, if you're an expat, and you're just trying to sort of make a little bit of side income. And even if you're not, maybe you're just a home wife and you're sitting at home, a home wife, a housewife, sitting at home, and you just want something to do, because literally this takes like anywhere from a half an hour to a couple of hours a day to maintain. And then obviously you've got to go and get your products and all that sort of stuff, fulfill your orders. Excuse me. So maybe if you're a housewife and you're looking to sort of make a little bit of extra money on the side for the household, you know, you could probably make, if you're just doing it sort of part-time, like an hour or so a day, and you're not really putting a lot of effort into it, you know, a couple hundred listings, you know, maybe you might be able to make like an extra couple $1,000s a month, you know, NTD a month, doing this method. It is what it is. It depends on what you want to do. You know, you start on about 1,000 listings, I think it is, and the more you sell, obviously your listings increase, or your listing numbers increase. So you literally can grow and scale it. Excuse me. There are means to do drop shipping. Obviously, I don't. It is something I can look into if people want to know more about that. What it is, what it is. But what I will do is show you a way. Here we go. So you can actually research a good way. So let's go create a keyword ad now, and that's in your marketing tab. So we'll say go M&Ms. We'll go confirm. Now it says add recommended keywords. So we're not actually going to spend any money. We're just going to see which keywords this is the item suggested bid price. Okay. Righto. So broad match. So you've got all these different keywords here. Obviously I don't know what these are, so let's go and translate them. So original, okay. So that's a good keyword, I suppose. Now you want to search for keywords that aren't big brand names, so you don't want to search for things like Nike. You don't want to search for things like Adidas, M&M's. So chocolate candy, okay. So add a keyword, saying that they're hot keywords, okay. So let's go M and M. Oh, that's right. We'll just search on this. So MMs, okay. So it's going to tell you here sort of what you see you search volume. So there's not a big search volume for these. So the reality is, am I going to sell a lot? Maybe not. Let's have a look and let's go peanuts. I mean, obviously, here's my. So peanuts is a bit better. There's a higher search volume for peanuts, so there's more people. So that's obviously a good word to have. Chocolate, candy. So there we go. Chocolate candy is a little bit better. But that's the general idea. So obviously we cancel that because we don't want to actually start a keyword promotion. I just can't change it, just confirm. So that's what we want to look at doing. And you can do that, and obviously if you find a keyword in there so really at the end of the day, there's because of what those products are, there's probably not too many keywords that I can think of for M&M chocolates. That's really better to search for than what those are. That said, it is what it is. But if you've got a product and you can search for it, and it just comes up with a word, like a related word that's like hot, like a highly searched term, then maybe you should look at implementing that one into your product title. That's going to help you rank a lot better, and it's going to help you get found a lot better. Because keywords are important. Doesn't matter. Again, it's the same on every platform that you can sell on. Keywords are the key. The better and the more descriptive keywords you have in your title, the more chances of your product being found and seen are. So, but apart from that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. Obviously, we've been going on for a while now. So yeah, again, if you guys find this helpful, informative, you want to see more content like this, then smash the subscribe button, drop this video a like, share it with your friends and family, get the word out there. Shopee's a great platform, and we're going to keep powering through, and I'll keep bringing you guys tutorials on what to do and how it works and all that sort of good stuff. But apart from that, cheers to everybody else for staying with me to this point and watching. Much love. Cheers, mates. Have a good one.